Welcome back to Mark's Media Land. I'm kidding, this is just my house. This is my office though, and I cleaned it. Look how good it looks in here. Like, the main editing computer, nice and clean. You can see the desk. I actually hooked up my other monitor, which is actually a way nicer monitor that I docked my MacBook into, and I put my PS4 into this monitor. So when I play Call of Duty, it's extra fresh. Crispy. I'm just kidding, I'm really bad at that game. And my entire gaming station is set up. Looky, looky. Anyway, big news today. Not big news. For me, it's big news. It's a good day. So, one, it's sunny outside. You can't see because the camera blows it out. It's warm outside and sunny, which it's been sunny here, you know, a couple times recently, but it was total shit outside. It's actually warm out today. And my buddy that owns the big shop I work at called me and said, hey, I'm over here on the Bobcat messing around on the little track. And I was like, say no more, I'll be there in 20 minutes. The other good thing, the reason I'm in such a good mood, is because I had 2 conference calls today, and a lot of you guys are like, wow, he's excited to be on conference calls. Well, for any of you guys like me that are self-employed, freelance, whatever, I haven't worked in almost 2 months. So the fact that I have people calling and may have work again is great because I don't want to be poor. But anyway, I got some cameras here, and so we're finally going to get the 110 out. I'm going to put the GoPro on my helmet and get you guys some real clips of this thing running, because I know you've probably just watched all these build videos and think this kid just builds dirt bikes to look at them. That's wrong. I'm about to ride it. So I'm gonna load this crap up and all right, I just landed over here at Area 51 Motorsports, and I need to throw my forks back on and tighten the chain from the last time I rode. But I do want to show you guys, I'm really excited because there's a ton of stuff and just so many videos I need to make. So, let's get to this drawer in a second. This is literally just boxes of parts. You can see this, this box is mainly the 88 kit with the race head that's going to go in this 50 motor. That's what most of this stuff is. And then a lot of the parts in there too are, I'll go back here in the back of the shop here and show you in a second. And then this tube here and everything in this bag is all the stuff from Cameron Jones Racing. Booyah. It's the intake, throttle body, and the flashed ECU and all those updates and stuff that I'm gonna put on this 110 that he sent me because he's the man with the plan. And then I think most of the stuff, that's my CR125 motor. That's a project that I started a long time ago and really need to get finished, but I'm having too much fun with these pit bikes. So once these are done, that's up next. But let me see, most of the stuff here, the last video you watched, if you haven't seen that, check it out. I'm gonna rebuild this Fox float, and we're gonna try a couple different size extensions to put on the 110. But if you come back here, there's another bike. That's the XR100 from when I was a kid. That bike is gonna be another video, but that's a long ways off. So this roller here, and then if you look underneath here and right here, that's a stock 50 that I actually just bought a stock, well, it's not a stock motor, I bought another 88 motor that one of the motors is gonna go in the roller and the other one's gonna go in that stock bike. The one I bought has a clutch kit, so I might put it on the nicer roller, but everything else is here. Those of you that have sent me lots of messages about the rear suspension on this bike, this is the little 1-inch extension. I bought it off Tbolt. I actually have seen a lot of people that are complaining about these, that are snapping their rear shocks in half. And the thing that's confusing me is I don't understand why they put the extension on the bottom. I'm gonna try to put mine on the top. I'm gonna see if that's possible at all, because all the other extensions I've seen, like even the ones for the Fox float, the extension goes on the top because there's not as much of a pivot point right there. It's just kind of straight. So we're gonna take this seat off real quick, and I'm gonna go ahead and put this on, then put the forks on, and then we're finally gonna ride this thing. Haven't seen me do this before. You have to just kind of take your gas tank off and turn it out of the way to get to the top shock bolt. Okay, it is super hard to do this one-handed, but you can see this is what the shock looks like, or the extender looks like mounted on there. It's not tightened up yet. And then I'm just gonna take a screwdriver, stick in here so I can spin it. I'm gonna try to do this with one hand while running the camera. There you go. Now, the issue that I see a lot of people posting about, which is what I'm trying to figure out right now, so I did figure out finally what everyone's talking about. So when you try to lift, oops, let me brighten this up a little bit. So when you try to lift, I'm gonna try to do this one-handed, I apologize, this video sucks. So you can see how that hole doesn't line up like that? It's because this mount in the shock down here actually gets in the way. Flashlight here, and hopefully, there we go, so you can see. All right, so you see this little piece right here. This little mount or part of the frame or whatever this is what is in the way of that extender lining up with this hole perfectly. So I think what everyone's been doing is grinding a little piece of this out so they can get it, but that's what we gotta do, is get that little piece out of the way and we're good to go. Okay, and here's after, if it's gonna focus, there we go. That's professional, custom work right there. But that clears it, and now we're gonna add washers to both sides of this so the shock extender can't wiggle back and forth. Put a washer on each side. I need to tighten this up, but should be good to go. There you go. Everything is mounted up, ready to roll. I'll throw the forks on now so you can see what this looks like lifted up. All right, kids, there we go. There is, with the forks where they should be, you know, just not completely flush, but just a little bit, and then 1-inch extension on the rear. She's ready to fly now.
Watch him drop his... It'd be fine if it wasn't so muddy, you'd be able to get it. There you got it.
Okay, so I just finished the first ride on this thing with the suspension changes, and I got Tim running camera there on the corners. You can see it definitely changed the ride height a decent amount. I don't really notice much of a difference other than that the back shock seems way stiffer, but I kind of don't mind that. Hey, is this flashing?
Yes.
It is the next day. Got the bike cleaned up and put away. It's supposed to snow and be like 40s, 30 degrees for like the next not foreseeable future. Is not looking like good riding weather. That said, I figured I'd do like a little bit of a follow-up here. One, on the shock. So I have no issues. I actually love the ergonomics of the BBR rods and springs up front with the extension on the back. The shock's a little bit stiffer, and I kind of like that. The ergonomics are way better. Like, the bike just feels way more comfortable like it is right now. I have seen all sorts of posts about this shock extension. The people that put them at the bottom, I feel like you kind of make a weak point for the shock to be able to snap in half. I think putting it at the top like I did will help a lot. I still probably don't think it's as strong as just, having your shock actually mounted right to the frame. But I think putting it where it is, that pivot point isn't there as much for it to just snap in half. So not worried about it. I'll keep you guys updated because I'm actually going to leave that on. I'm going to rebuild the Fox float and test it out. But I kind of want to test this BBR spring a bunch more with the extension just because there's so many people that want to know about it. Second thing, I am having a ton of issues with my fork seals. I took the forks all the way apart to have them powder coated, and I used an All Balls Racing fork seal and dust cap kit when I put them back together, and they have leaked since I put them back together. Since yesterday was the first time I really rode the bike hard. They leaked really, really bad. I ordered one from Moose Racing, which was, somebody told me that that's like probably the closest to OEM that you can get, which was weird to me, but I got those instead. So we will see. I'm hoping, I've checked the diagram multiple times. I put everything back in the proper order. Everything is hit in and seated properly, so I'm not sure what's going on. And the reason I feel like it may have been just the kit was some type of defective where they sent me something wrong is because both fork seals were leaking, not just one side like there was a scratch or something. Anyway, last thing, I already busted the tube in the rear tire. So if you guys are running 110s, I have a rim lock, so I don't think I spun the tube. I think I just wasn't running enough pressure in it. Checked, I didn't do anything to spokes or anything. They're all still good. Wheels still true. But I think I was just running not nearly enough pressure. I've looked online and seen that some guys are running all the way up to like 30 pounds in their rear tire. So I'll probably just run way more next time. I'm actually going to go to Tri-County where I bought the bike either tomorrow or the next day. And I think they're going to get me a new rear tire and a tube. The rear tire I have on there now is a stock one. And after riding a little bit, it's just too soft. Like, you don't get as much traction as I feel like you could. You spin a lot. And there's a lot of sliding, even in places that it wasn't super wet. So other than that, that's kind of the update for right now. The 50 projects getting ready to start. They're almost all here. I have a motor coming in a day, and the 110, the Fox rebuild kit for that float shock comes in like 2 days. So keep you updated on all that stuff. More videos coming. As always, thanks for watching. Push subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. The whole YouTuber spiel. Merch. That, you know what I'm saying. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one.